Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on Pragmatic. Today we're gonna see about a dog Pokemon of every type.
What if there was a dog Pokemon of every type? Let's find out.
Now is it mono type or dual typed?
Hey everyone,
Probably
Brandon
mono.
here. Throughout Pokemon's history, we have received many adorable doggo Pokemon. I mean, in this recent generation alone, we got 3 new lines. And
Oh
I am
yeah,
talking
that's
about
right.
dog Pokemon, not Furbait Central over here. Cute quadrupedal doggos like Yamper, Lillipup, or Rockruff. With these parameters in place, we
Classic.
have 11 types to fill, so let's get into it. Starting us off is the
Okay,
ground
so we
type.
have
For
electric,
this, we
ground,
have Sedamut, the
electric,
dingo
rock,
Pokemon,
and
from the
normal.
Agrios region by Fake Mans. As its classification suggests, it's based on the dingo. Its ground typing comes from the habitat of the dingo, with it being able to live in the hot and arid deserts of the Australian outback, though it
Okay.
can be found all over Australia. The
kind of
dingo's
cute.
sandy brown coat also lends itself to the ground type. Sedamut love to dig holes everywhere. This leads to many people not liking them, but a large variety
a
of
little bit
Pokemon
of a
are able to find
nuisance.
shelter in the holes that Sedamut leave unattended. At level 26, Sedamut evolves into Digingo, the dingo Pokemon. Its
not
mudcake
bad.
tail has evolved into a hand-like appendage that can act as a shovel.
Looks like
Given
it's
its
got
name, I'm sure you can
hands.
tell this tail gets used a lot. This actually refers to an aboriginal myth in which a dingo digs up an entire watering hole. There's an old
Oh.
Agrios legend that says the Digingo
bad.
was responsible for digging up the many bodies of water around the region.
Oh, come on. We're back.
Next up is the Ice type. For this, we have Furzen, the puppy Pokemon from the Firen region by Michael Ryan. Furzen
Not
is based
bad.
on the Icelandic sheepdog, whose ancestors were dogs that were brought to the country by Vikings. Furzen will do anything to make their
okay.
trainers happy. They are easily excited and will pounce on strangers to lick them, which usually ends up freezing the lick recipient. After using
Ow.
a ghost type move 20 times, Furzen evolves into Snowwarg, the imprisoned
Ooh.
Pokemon. Snowwarg is based on wargs, a kind of enormous wolf from Norse mythology, the most
Not
famous
bad.
example being Fenrir. Legends say that Snowwarg created its icy chains to bind its true power. Otherwise, everyone and everything around it would be frozen solid. To learn more
Damn.
about Furzen,
Now that's a
Snowwarg, and the
powerful
Firen
mom.
region, make sure to check out Michael's YouTube channel. For the water type, we have Dewolf, the puppy Pokemon by Masissos region.
Oh,
Dewolf
just
is
a
of
le-
course based on
it's just a wet
Dalmatians,
little
but also
doggo.
firefighters, which they are commonly associated with. Dewolf is very helpful. It can smell smoke from over 5 miles away, treat burns, and is even capable of dragging fully grown people and Pokemon out of burning buildings. At level
Oh, it's a
25,
strong
Dewolf
doggo.
evolves into Raynine, the Aqua Hound Pokemon. Raynine's name is taken quite literally with its now range-up-like spots, ears, and tail, and raincoat-esque appearance.
Nice.
Raynine is the go-to partner for firefighters. The fire department only needs to bring a single Raynine to extinguish many burning structures.
Damn,
The rest of the
that is
doggos in this
strong
video were made
dog.
by myself and various artists who I will credit as we go. So first is the fighting type. For this, with the help of Tubbs AZ, we have Scrap Up, the Scrappy Pokemon. Scrap Up is inspired
Aw.
by the Indian Pariah
I
dog,
could
which
see
is
that
native
being
to
a
the
long
Indian
scrappy,
subcontinent.
no,
Indian
scrappy.
Pariah dogs can be both wild street dogs and domesticated house dogs. They are quite intelligent and are commonly trained as guard or police dogs, which is where Scrap Up's fighting type comes into play. You can also see the fur pattern around its wrists emulates the bandaged up fists of a boxer.
Oh,
Scrap Up
yeah,
use their
I
keen
can
sense
see
of
that.
hearing to detect nearby Pokemon battles. They will interrupt them and then try to take on both opponents at once. After
Oh,
using the
boy.
move Bite 20 times, Scrap Up evolves into a Mongrel, the Devil Dog Pokemon, a fighting
Ooh.
dark type. Upon evolution, a Mongrel
Not
gains the
bad.
additional inspiration of the Dole, also known as the Asiatic or Indian wild dog. The dark striping of its wrist fur continues from Scrap Up, but it also is meant to reference hyenas. Its dark typing
got
and
horns and
classification
a
comes from the
pointed
Dole's nickname
tail.
of the Devil Dog, or the Red Devil, which its horn-like ears and forked tail reference as well. A mongrel's name comes from a Mongol, which means evil in Hindi, and mongrel, which is a dog of no discernible type or breed, which plays into
Okay.
how it is a mix of 3 different animals. A mongrel tend to start battles they have no intention of finishing. Once they want to be done, they can somehow persuade the Pokemon they are battling to target someone else. For these
Damn,
next two,
that's kind
I
of
worked with
evil.
Maumistex. So for the grass type, we have Scottree, the leaf dog Pokemon. This little guy is inspired by the Scottish Terrier and the Skye Terrier, which are both Scottish dog breeds.
Aw.
Scottish Terriers were bred to hunt vermin on farms in the lush green Scottish Highlands.
bet it smells
and the Skye
minty.
Terrier hails from the also very lush and green Isle of Skye, so the grass typing felt very natural for it. Also, I thought the longer coats of both breeds looked like they would blend well into a leafy, almost hanging garden-like inspiration.
Definitely.
Scottree's name is a mix of tree and Scotty, the nickname for the Scottish Terrier. Though we already had a partly Scotland-inspired region with Galar, I felt it could use some more representation in Pokemon. And it
Definitely.
isn't at all because I'm 33% Scottish. Not at all. Scotchery spend their days playing in fields and forests. It is said they used to come from the Galar region before they were moved to a new one out of risk of extinction. At level 26, Scotchery
good
evolves
idea.
into Sithorn, the Kusith Pokemon. As its classification notes, Sithorn is based on the Gaelic mythological hound, the Kusith, which is also said to roam around the Scottish Highlands.
Damn,
The
it's like
Kusith
a
is a
wood
wolf-like
wolf.
creature with a dark green shaggy coat and a long curled tail, which lends itself well to a grass type with vines all over it. Sithorn also has the inspiration
Like
of the Scottish
50%
deerhound,
nature.
which were bred to stalk and hunt deer, just like wolves do. They also have a darker shaggy coat, like the Kusith. Sithorn patrol deeply wooded forests. If you are perceived as a threat, you will hear a few howls. You will have to act before the third howl or risk its wrath. Next is the dragon type. For this, we have Dogon and Drakend. Dogon is based on
not
the
bad.
Italian Greyhound, and Drakend is based on the English Greyhound. So how exactly do Greyhounds mix with the dragon type? Well, aside from their long, slender appearance,
I was
there is
really just
also
about
a
to say
mythical
that.
beast called the Cali Greyhound. Though it isn't a
Oh.
dog like a greyhound, the commonality in the naming is what tied these elements together, as well as a
Like a
few other
full-on
elements.
chimera,
Italian
like one
Greyhounds have been
body.
popular for a long time with nobility and royalty, and the Cali Greyhound was invented for a coat of arms of a noble family in the 15th and 16th century.
Oh.
Also, like
look
the
at that.
Greyhound, the Cali Greyhound is known for its speed and swiftness. Dogon's name inspiration is pretty obvious, but it also sounds like
Dog
Dogon,
dragons.
which is a synonym for dam, which most European dragons are damned or cursed creatures. Draken's name comes from Drake and Hound, but
Nice
also
close to
sneaks
dragon.
an end in there, as in the end you might meet when facing a dragon. Dogon
Oh,
are
yeah,
kept
that's
as loyal
definitely
companions
terrible.
by nobility in a far-off region. They are
Terrible
said to
to
possess a
encounter.
mystical power that allows them to outpace any prey they hunt. Drakend guard castles with fierce devotion. Their slender bodies allow them to chase prey into confined areas, ensuring they never escape. Due to their incredible speed and elusiveness, Drakend were once thought to be mythical creatures. The rest of the dogs in this video were made with the help of Trevenart. So for the steel type, we have Shibaleer, the brave Pokemon.
based
From
on the
dragons to the
Shiba
ones that
Inu.
slay them, Shibaleer is based on Shiba Inus and Knights, both of which are
Okay,
loyal to their
not
master.
bad.
The pattern of its fur is like that of chainmail, and its tail shape gives the illusion of a little sword. Shibaleer's name comes
It's
from
like a
Shiba,
rookie.
chivalry, and chevalier, which is a synonym for knight. Shibaleer always keep their armor like fur shiny and well kempt. If even one hair is out of place, they
so
can become as
cute.
unruly as their hair. At level 26, Shibaleer evolves into Jinplar, the loyal Pokemon.
Ooh.
Jinplar's name comes from Templar, which were an order of Christian knights,
Not
the Akita
bad.
Inu, which are loyal and look like a big floofy Shiba Inu, and the Korean Jindo, another very loyal dog who bears a resemblance to the Shiba.
Oh,
There are
yeah,
actually two
totally.
real stories about a loyal Akita named Hachiko and a loyal Jindo named Beiku that inspired this design. Hachiko
Aw.
waited for his owner to get off work at Shibuya Station every day. Even after his owner died at work, he would come back every day for 9 more years before passing away himself.
that dog
There's
was
actually
so
a statue
loyal.
near Shibuya Station that commemorates Hachiko, and it started to get worn down from how many people would pet it. Beiku, on the other
Oh,
hand,
yeah,
was
that's
owned by an old woman on
100%.
Jindo Island. The old woman sold her to a new owner that lived 180 miles away. Somehow, Beiku escaped from her new owner and over 7 months traveled all the way back to the old woman, who ended up keeping her as a reward for her loyalty. Loyalty is
Nice.
a big aspect of chivalry, so these two dog breeds naturally fit in with a knight theming. Jimplar's tail looks more like a
100%.
full-on sword, and its fur has a more armored appearance to flesh out this knight aspect. Jimplar are extremely steadfast Pokemon. It will remain devoted to the trainer that caught them even after they are traded. Its steely resolution
Okay,
matches its
but-
steely appearance.
That would be troublesome. Oh, no. We're back.
On to the bug type. I was very curious how to make a bug dog Pokemon, given mammals and insects are two very different things. So I simply
Completely.
put bug dog into Google and it gave me this, a bug. Also known as a pug and Boston Terrier mix. So with that in mind, here is Pugrub and Bee Terrier. The big old goofy eyes of the pug melt
It's
perfectly
so
into the giant
cute.
eyes of a bug like a fly or dragonfly. Pugrub emulates a grub, but also how little and chubby newborn
my
puppies can be.
God.
Oh my goodness, look
So
how cute they are!
cute.
For Bee Terrier, we went with a more general bug look, giving it elements of caterpillars, bees, moths, and flies. Its name comes from beetle and terrier, but also sounds like bee terrier. Our channel members actually voted for this to be its name, so if you want to help in the video creation process,
okay.
get sneak peeks
Well,
at
that's
upcoming
nice.
videos, and see videos early, become a member. It really helps more videos like this happen. Pugrub are ostensibly useless without the aid of a Bee Terrier. They survive off of sheer cuteness alone. Bee Terrier carry
They're
many
so
diseases that
cute.
prove fatal to humans and Pokemon alike, though their mouth and teeth are too small to actually bite anything to spread these diseases. Next up is the poison type. For this, we have Puppest and Bernoxic.
Ooh.
They are inspired by St. Bernards and the ever-famous Stephen King novel and horror movie, Cujo. For those unaware,
Nice.
Cujo is about a St. Bernard that goes rabid and terrorizes a mother and her child. This rabidness is how Puppest and Bernoxic get their poison typing. Their designs also play into the stereotypical depiction of St. Bernards, who have a barrel of brandy around their neck. And with brandy being a type of alcohol, this also folds into its poison typing. Puppest's name comes from puppy, pest, and pestilence, and Bernoxic's name comes from Bernard, toxic, and noxious. Puppest and Bernoxic have a sack on their throat full of incredibly toxic poison. One bite is enough to fell a Wailord in a matter of seconds.
Damn.
For the flying type, you know me, I love a good cloud motif, and there are plenty of floofy dogs that could combine with this idea, but the floofiest of all are the Pomeranian and the Chow Chow. So with that said, here is Pombus and Chowd. I gave them derpy names on purpose just to add to this cute factor, with Pombus being a mix of Pomeranian and Nimbus, and Chowd being, you know, Chow and Cloud. These designs also reference when you look up into the sky and try to see if clouds look like different animals. Pombus energetically play up in the clouds. They will chow down on rain clouds to stay hydrated, and are known to accidentally cause thunderstorms from the ruckus they create while playing. Chowd, on the other hand, are much more relaxed, and choose to spend their time gently floating in the sky, trying to stay away from any trouble on the land. Next up is the Psychic type. My thought process for a Psychic type doggo was naturally to use the smartest dog as a base, and that title is held by none other than the Border Collie. So put those elements together and you get Bordegie and Mascali. Their names are based on Prodigy and Masquerade, but not just any masquerade. It's based on a... Yep, we brought in a Phantom of the Opera inspiration as well. The Phantom, whose real name is Eric, was a musical prodigy and genius who lived a sequestered life due to deformities he was born with, which he covers with a mask. Mascali reflects the Phantom in its mask and secondary ghost typing, and if you look closely at both Bordegie and Mascali, you can see that their snouts look like a creepy, soulless eye. Bordegie are born with incredibly high intelligence. Some have even said they heard them speak to them. Mascali can turn thoughts into sound. It plays haunting melodies that can enchant any who listen to them. And that's a dog Pokemon of every type. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Well, I gotta say, this was the cutest video I've ever seen, with so many cute doggos all around. But you gotta remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all they do, and I'll see all of you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.